Hi, boys and girls. Today you're going to learn about the Punic Wars, a series of wars between Rome and Carthage. Let's get started. First of all, you know that Rome is located here on the Italian peninsula. Now, at this time in history, Rome had been expanding and expanding to fill up all of what we would call the boot of Italy. But Rome was still the main city there. But they had conquered the Etruscans to the north and the Greeks to the south, so they had control of the whole peninsula. Now, in order to have a war, you have to have a conflict with someone. Well, Rome's closest neighbor was Carthage. Carthage is a city-state right here. You can probably tell Carthage is in northern Africa, and it's a city right here to the south of Rome. So the Romans and the Carthaginians probably had bumped into each other before. We're going to be learning about how their competing and growing got in the way of them getting along well together. Now, the main focus of the First Punic War was this island right here, the island of Sicily. Now, Sicily, as you can tell, is not a peninsula. It's an island right here. But why do you think Carthage wanted to control Sicily? Well, if you look carefully, Carthage, the city of Carthage is right here, and they control the lands that are around them. And Sicily is right here, so not far to sail to here. And actually, the Carthaginians were known for their shipbuilding. Now, why do you think the Romans would want to control Sicily? Well, they had all of this land here and controlled all of the boot of Italy, except for, you guessed it, this island in the middle. So, that's going to be the location of the first of the Punic Wars. Now, here's some vocabulary you're going to need to know in order to understand this part about the Punic Wars. Conflict. Conflict is a fight or an argument. Sometimes we use the term conflict when we're talking about two countries fighting each other. Disciplined. Disciplined means obeying the rules or controlled. These Roman legionaries are showing great control. They're very disciplined. You can tell because they're standing in line, they're standing at attention. Exotic. Exotic means unfamiliar or mysterious. Some animals that we don't see every day can appear exotic to us because they're unfamiliar. This happens to be an animal that I'm not too familiar with. It's a type of mammal that lives in Africa. Harass. Harass is to repeatedly attack or bother someone or something. You've heard me use harass in class. Another example is this eagle is being harassed by a smaller hawk up in the sky, probably because the eagle and the hawk are competing for some food. If the eagle gets it, the hawk will be hungry. So the hawk is going to harass the eagle and hopefully make it go fly somewhere else so that it can get a meal. This kind of harassing behavior can also be seen in people, and it can be seen in countries when they fight each other. Peak. Now, peak here means the top of a mountain. This happens to be the tallest peak in the Alps that are in Europe, pretty close to the boot of Italy. So, while you're listening today, I want to make sure that you really understand the difference between the main idea and supporting details. Remember that the main idea of a paragraph is the most important idea, and you can think of it as kind of the top of the table. But just because it's the highest point doesn't mean it's more important than the other things that are part of that are part of a paragraph, which are the supporting details. The supporting details are like the legs of a table. They're the information that holds up the main idea and makes it understandable and gives more information. So, while you're listening to your read aloud today, I want you to listen for main ideas and supporting details in your text. And you should write down those main ideas and supporting details on activity page 5.2.